You squared up in
Yeah,
it, just in case he punches you. Just squared
yeah,
up.
I was there with that, brother. Hi, assalamu alaikum. I already started off with hi instead of assalamu alaikum, like some mubtadi'.
Though you're giving them fuel. You're giving them ammunition.
Yeah, what are you giving them?
Yeah, you're giving them ammunition.
Bro, how you been?
Been alright. A bit tired. Just came back home from work, but I'm chilling.
I had the bro. Oh wait, no. Do you know what? Do you know you remember stuff throughout the day?
Yes.
Right? I was on my way back from work, and
Uh-huh.
do you know when you're just chilling, and the person in front of you is like using their phone like this, and you can see what they're doing on their phone.
Yeah.
Obviously, I wasn't trying to look, but bro, I was watching this guy in person in real time cheat on his wife.
Oh no way.
This guy, and I don't know who you are, but you work for Ryanair. That's what I know, right? And
Oh,
all I'm seeing is him.
what was on the phone? What was happening?
All I'm seeing is a number on his phone. Him, so first he was messaging his wife and he was like, da, 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 whatever, I'm just going to work, blah, blah, blah. And then I see him swipe out, go into this other WhatsApp message, some next number, and then like some love heart, whatever. And then he's just messaging her saying, oh, I just told my wife I'm going for work. I'll be seeing you in a bit. I was behind him, yeah, and I was just looking at him like, raw, this guy's actually cheating. This guy's cheating. He had a fresh fade and everything. You know, he planned that out.
He's a professional.
He's a professional cheater.
He's a professional cheater.
I know we were talking earlier about like alluding to it, like being positive and not being a downer and stuff like that. You were saying like all your notes were quite depressing.
Oh yeah.
Weirdly enough, that's actually the hadith that I wanted to share with you to start off with. So the hadith is narrated in Shu'ab al-Iman 5791. It's Sahih li ghayrihi according to Albani. Abu Hurairah.
What does Sahih al-Ghayrihi mean?
Sahih li ghayrihi basically means it's Sahih according to external evidence. So like the narration
is that like independent of Islamic sources or?
No. So it's in Islamic sources, but it just means that like the source itself is kind of weak, but by other sources it's strengthened.
Because the same thing's narrated.
The same ish thing is narrated, yeah.
Okay, fair. Cool.
Yeah. The hadith itself is Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu reports that the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, verily when Allah Almighty bestows bounties upon a servant, he loves to see the traces of his bounty upon him. He dislikes one who wallows in misery and pessimism. Allah hates the obstinate questioner, and he loves those who are modest, chaste, and sober. I don't know if that means sober, like you're not drinking, or just somebody who's like very aware, conscious.
I think there's one hadith that I want to say that I'm 100% sure no one's heard of. It's Sahih, authentic, according to Albani. I'll just tell you the title of it. You let me know if you want me to say it or not, okay? Because it might be ones that the one where the question the Prophet wished he didn't ask.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Cool. So Ibn Abbas reported the Prophet ﷺ said, I asked my Lord a question. This was during the night journey, I think this was during the night journey. I asked my Lord a question that I wish I had not asked. I said, "Oh Lord, there were messengers before me, among them those for whom you subordinated the wind, among those who you resurrected the dead for them. Allah said, did I not find you as an orphan and give you refuge? Did I not find you lost and guided you? Had I not opened your heart and lifted your burdens?" I said, of course, my Lord. I think that's crazy. Because it adds a level of relatability that like it's just like whoa.
He still had this feeling of Allah helped people in the past. Like why am I not being helped in the same way? But then Allah reminds us like you also have favors that other people didn't have.
Yeah.
And the favors that I have given you are enough already.
Yeah.
But it's just very comforting to know that the Prophet ﷺ went through those thoughts just the same way that we did.
Yeah.
You have these moments where the Prophet ﷺ says he thought certain things, and you're like, right, like that's what I would think in that situation as well. So there's this narration in Uhud that the Prophet ﷺ, when he was being attacked and he had been sliced on his cheek, and an arrow had penetrated his other cheek and was actually lodging into one of his teeth, and he was wiping the blood from his face, and he says, "How will Allah forgive my people when Allah has sent them a messenger calling them to believe that Allah is one, and this is what they're doing to him?" And according to some tafsir, there's an ayah in the Quran where Allah says, like, as for the matter of judgment, it's nothing to do with you. And that was Allah responding to his statement. Why are you worrying about who Allah can forgive and who's Allah's not going to forgive? That's up to him.
So does that also apply to ourselves as well? So it's like if we're worried about Allah not forgiving us.
I don't think it applies to us. I think it applies to us saying it.
Okay, cool.
So you shouldn't say to like, oh, I don't know how Allah's going to forgive that person. You should always have like a good assumption of Allah. Like Allah can forgive whoever He wants. Which is what it is. Those general types of hadith, I think, are very important to look at when we have that feeling of like, I can't relate to the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
Yeah.
Do you know when you hear certain stories about the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and you're just like, well, that's just something that only a prophet could do.
Yeah.
And you have this level of like, well, I can never be like that. But then you also realize that there's moments of humanity in the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam that you can 100% relate to.
A good example is like when he was like crying at his mother's grave with like 10,000 men behind him. And that's like a huge level of like vulnerability that you don't.
You know, the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam only cried like 4 times publicly.
Really?
Yeah, only 4 times he cried publicly. I think one was with his mother. The other was when his son Ibrahim died. The other was when Zayd bin Haritha and Ja'far al-Sadiq, what was I saying? And Ja'far ibn Abi Talib. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ja'far al-Sadiq.
Ja'far al-Sadiq. I was like, yo, Prophet's taking into the future. No. So when Zayd bin Haritha and Ja'far ibn Abi Talib, radiyallahu anhu, when they both were killed in the Battle of Mu'tah, and the Prophet obviously he was being shown what was happening, that was the other time that he cried in public. And I think the 4th time might have been when Hamza was killed.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Yeah.
And I think those are the 4 times that he like wept publicly. Obviously, like you had the salah where he would like weep, like in terms of like there would be tears falling, but that's not weeping. Weeping is like, do you know when you cry so heavily that you can kind of hear it in the chest and you're making noises? That's what weeping means in the context.
Like the whole...
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
So like, you know, you hear this hadith and it's like, oh, the Prophet wept so bitterly that you could hear his chest rattling. Right? Yeah. That's what they mean. They mean the...
Yeah. I didn't know that's what that meant. Oh, okay.
Did you visit the grave of Amina when you went to Umrah or Hajj?
No.
You didn't get a chance?
No, I didn't get a chance.
Obviously, the Saudis are quite like on lock with it.
Yeah.
Because there are some people that go and do some questionable practices.
Yeah. So, I saw that. Yeah, I remember like towards the 20th, like towards like the end of my trip there, one of my friends, he told me like you're gonna see people do some weird ass practices. They're gonna be some weird things, like you're gonna see them bowing to like things that they shouldn't be bowing to, and like making dua towards things and graves that they shouldn't be. And I was like, oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, and I saw it and I was a bit like, but the thing is like if I tried to correct them, these people don't speak English. So I'd be going up to them, trying to speak to them, and they'd be like, "Oh, you go away! I'm trying to do my thing." So I was like,
"No, I did have a nice interaction with someone at Umrah before, like when I went. I think this was like my 3rd day in the Haram, and I saw someone, and he was about to start praying, but he had his hair tied up. So I kind of like tapped him while I was still in my ihram, and I was like, "Oh, uncle, the Prophet ﷺ said in a hadith like you shouldn't pray with your hair tied up." And he just smiled, undid it, and carried on his salah like normal. I'm so conditioned to online arguments.
Yeah, I
was expecting him to turn around and be like, "Allah knows my intentions, bro. Why are you looking at me?"
Yeah.
I was expecting it. I was like
you squared up with it, just in case he punches you. Just squared up.
Yeah, I was there with that, bro. I miss Medina and Makkah, man.
Medina, I much preferred Medina over Makkah.
This is like a really controversial thing to say, but Medina is a lot cleaner than Makkah, man. Do you know how everyone has this like glittering, glamoring view of Makkah? It's not, at the end of the day, as it is the holiest place on earth, it's still on earth, bro. And I can't lie.
Like, if you walk like 5 minutes away from the direction of the masjid, you're gonna see like it's gonna look like any other city. If you like walk 5 minutes away from it and like you just go around the corner where there's not any mosques, there's not any shops, you literally see like a pile of rubble just there.
And there's like 6 million people there at any given time.
Yeah,
there's rubbish and like people puking and stuff as well.
Yeah.
I think my cousin was there and she went a couple months after us, And she was like, "Yeah, bro, I was there. I was having this holy experience, and then I stepped in someone's puke, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah. This is gonna happen. Like,
But it happens. It's
while you're prostrating, this usually only happens in Mecca. I've never heard of this happening in Medina, but while you're prostrating, that you need to be careful because people might step on the back of your neck.
It's not even intentional. It's just like
not intentional. Yeah. I think there's a saying among the Arabs. I could be wrong, but something like I've heard the Arabs or somebody say something along the lines of like the people of Makkah, like the people of Makkah back then, and the people of Medina, like the people of Medina back then.
No, it's true.
I've heard people say that.
It's genuinely true. I remember I was trying to get some juice from a stand, and there was a guy, and he was literally just having a cigarette. It was clearly he lived in Makkah. He was just having a cigarette, and he was like waving it around, getting ashes everywhere, screaming on the phone and whatnot. And I was just sitting there, and I was like, "Rah, this is exactly as like the description of the Makkans was in when you read Sirah and stuff. Like they were quite like in. I'm trying to say this in a very frank but like unrude way. They're very blunt and coarse as people.
Yeah.
And then you go to Medina, and I kid you not, brother, open the door. Ahlan wa sahlan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the city of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Literally helping us with our bags. Bro, guy helped us into the hotel and everything. Bro didn't even work there.
Like in the hotel, I saw they were like the hotel bellboy and stuff. They're wearing like suits and stuff. It was you didn't see that in what they're just wearing like normal t-shirts and stuff. That's not like a judgment call or anything. I'm just like highlighting the cultural differences, the cultural contrasts and differences between the two.
Yeah.
Very, very different.
Well, I don't know. The way that I see it is just like it's very telling that the place where the Prophet ﷺ is buried, and he's known for having the best of adab. The people there also have very good adab. You know, I never saw anyone arguing in Medina.
You know, it's actually the safest city on earth for women.
Yeah, I think it's the safest city on earth, period, bro.
Let me check. Hold on, let me look this up.
Because I know for a fact, like, I left my keys once outside. Did I tell you?
No.
I dropped my keys, my hotel keys, in, like, the Central Plaza. Must have left it for, like, an hour and a half. Went back, same place. There was a cat sitting on top of it, bro.
Really?
Yeah, literally, everyone was walking past it. There was a tree, like a tiny tree. And there's just a bunch of keys up on there. And it was just because people had seen keys like lying around that someone had dropped from a hotel, and they just left them on the tree for people to come and get. It's genuinely the safest place on earth. Like, you could sleep in the streets and no one would care.
You could have like a million.
And Makkah was like that as well.
Yeah.
But Makkah less so, because you can get pickpocketed in Makkah.
Does that happen?
It does. It tends to happen with like foreigners. It doesn't happen so much.
Foreigners doing it.
Yeah, foreigners doing it. But, I mean, you still get the horror stories of like, like I'm a woman and I went to Umrah and then like I got SA'd over there. It happens.
Yeah, that happens. That definitely happens. Yeah.
I do think it's an issue that goes both ways in the sense of like there are some people who are so scared of the stories that they hear that they're like, oh, I'm never going Umrah. And then at the same time, you'll have some sisters who are like, oh, it's the haram. Like they're not allowed to do anything there. It's the safest place on earth, which it is, but bro, things have happened over there and it's a reality. You can have those horror stories.
Yeah.
You just got to be careful. I remember when we were going, we were like surrounding the women. We were always like, yeah, keep your brothers with you, keep your dad.
That's how the Indonesians do it. If you saw the Indonesians there, what they're doing tawaf, the women in the middle and the men are around them, all around them.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good policy to have.
The whole Gira thing, isn't it? Speaking of which, there's a whole
that post. I'll bring it up.
See that transition? Actually, let me just bring up on my phone.
I'm gonna edit that out so no one knows that you mentioned it. It's just gonna be a cut transition. No, we'll bring it up. Obviously, I don't have it on here. I'll edit it in later. But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. That's cool. That's all good. I'll just bring it up on my phone so I can.
I know this sounds really strange, but this is the first thing that I thought, which is like, in that poll. I wonder, even if it's like a small amount, how many people just assumed the bottom one was like yes or no, and they just clicked on the bottom one, not knowing that they were basically like advocating him to murder her.
The poll was yes and yes.
The poll was yes and yes, yeah.
Yeah, the poll was basically yes and yes.
It was basically no. Well, one it was yes and then no. He should have honored.
Yeah. No. What was it?
It was yes, no. He should have honor, and like, it says like no. He should have honors, right?
No.
Honors there means
no. He should have done the honors.
Yeah, done the honors. That means done the honor killing.
Yeah. So it was yes
We're
and
all on
yes.
the same
Yeah,
page.
it was yes and yes. Yeah. So it was a trap question either way. So I don't know why she's using that as evidence for like there was no right answer there. So anybody who voted is going to seem barbaric anyway. What was the whole situation then?
I think the situation was I think it's a Somali sister, and she posted a video on TikTok like I don't know, it was dancing or something without the hijab, and then her brother found out and like beat her senseless, like beat her black and blue, and then somebody made a post, it was like, oh, that's ghira. It's like
the problem with that is that the first thing that comes to mind is, remember how angry Umar ibn al-Khattab was when his sister and his brother-in-law converted to Islam, and he was beating up his brother-in-law, and then when he hurt his sister, that softened his heart, and that's what made him stop.
Yeah, he saw the blood coming from her lip.
Yeah,
and then he immediately sat down and was like, "Yo, I've gone too far."
So what does that tell you? So what does that tell you? What, like, if that's
because like ghira, the purpose of it, in part, is the protection of women. And yes, there is an element of like being upset when they do something that goes against etiquette and adab. But bro, like, what kind of protection is there in beating your wife or beating your sister?
Yeah, I'm gonna I don't want her to violate the adab and like the view of the family. So in order to punish her, I'm gonna violate the honor of the family by beating the hell out of her.
I really hate the commentary on that post where it's I can't remember the name of the woman, but she's trying to use it as like a dunk moment on Muslims. It's like, this is the ghira that they're talking about. They just want to.
By the way, that's her whole career. By the way, that's her whole career. I don't know if you're gonna censor her name or not, but yeah, that's her whole career. Her name's Yasmin Mohammed. Yeah, that's her whole careare. That's literally.
And she got a blue tick for that. Crazy.
Yeah. Well, you pay for the blue tick. To be fair though, Elon Musk is like he's bare moving like to that whole Islamophobic side, because like you see him like commenting on bare like do you know what the Great Replacement is?
Nick Fuentes.
Bro, yeah. So the Great Replacement, basically, Europeans basically think Muslims are coming along to replace them in their own countries. Basically, that's what they think, innit? And he's bare liking those things, and like he's bare like commenting on those posts, and like being like with explanation marks, like co-signing it, basically, innit? And this brings us to our like next topic. Okay, just final conclusion of this topic: don't beat anybody. Okay, it's not right. But bring us onto our next topic, innit? The people who peddle this kind of stuff, in it, they're usually like kind of like white supremacists, white nationalists. These people are very strange people. Okay, let me. So do you know what race realism is?
Nah, explain.
So race realism, basically, there was a book. I think it was released in either the 90s or the early 2000s. It's called The Bell Curve, innit? So in this book, the researcher, whatever his name is, right, he did studies, right, in which he did IQ tests on different people, on different races of people, and there's like a bell curve that comes in it, and specific races of people are more intelligent, and then specific races of people are less intelligent. As you can imagine, because it's peddled by white supremacists, the people who are the least intelligent are black people. The people who are like kind of above them is XYZ, then it's like white people, then it's like Indians, and then it's like Asians on top of it. So what they try to do is they try to say, we need to purify our society by getting rid of low IQ people, because low IQ people are susceptible to violence. And the problem is that because IQ is so genetic, because i.e. black people are more susceptible to having low IQs, this is what they say, we need to get rid of black people. But the problem, there's two problems with this, right? There's two problems with it. By the way, these people are also anti-Semitic, but I'll get onto that in a bit. The problem with that is this, right? The problem with that is this. Number one, if you're the reason why you want to get rid of them is because of low IQ, then why don't you just get rid of all low IQ people, including the low IQ whites, and then take in all the high IQ people, like people from Nigeria who moved to the Western countries, because they always become doctors, right? They always become like African people who move to this country, like to the UK, to the US, whatever. They always become doctors, become hyper successful. So it's not really got anything to do with IQ, because you want to get rid of all black people. That's number one. Number two is, this is the most interesting thing, right? This is the most interesting thing. If you ask them for evidence as to why, black people are low IQ, they'll give you like videos of black people being violent and stuff like that. Very like selective, like out of context videos and stuff like that. And they'll say it's because they're genetically inferior. It's like, why are Hispanic people in their positions they're in? Oh, it's because they're genetically inferior. But then if you ask them, oh, why are Jewish people in positions of power? Because that's the thing they complain about. Oh, systemic racism. It's like, does that make any sense? So for everybody else, it's because they're genetically inferior. But as soon as they're better than the white man, it's systemic
Just
racism.
crazy. It's
doesn't make
super,
any sense. It's so dumb.
it's basically like presentism as well, which is like like the current way things are is indicative of genetics. But like, let's say we went back 200 years ago, 400 years ago, 600 years ago. Let's say 600 years ago, right? Back when the Ottomans were doing their thing. They were the most successful people on the planet, even in terms of technology and whatnot. Are you now going to say that, therefore, the Turkics are the most genetically superior people?
Yeah.
It's just like the ballpark is always moving.
It's always moving. It's like different civilizations have their time, right? But if we'll play the video of the whole situation, right?
We'll play that video in a second. But do you know how you said like different civilizations have their time? Weirdly enough, I was watching a video on like the printing press and whatnot, and I can't lie, bro. The Muslim civilization fumbled the bag with the printing press.
Yeah, it's all wow. So basically, what he's referring to is when the printing press first came out, the scholars at the time of the printing press, they said that it's like haram or like bid'ah or whatever the case is to use.
Bro. They said if you use a printing press, you're a kafir.
To print more Qurans, you're a kafir because you're using
for anything, bro.
For anything. Oh,
anything. Wow. They were like, yo, if you get caught with a printing press, that's your head gone.
Wow. Yeah.
Literally. They were like, yo, you get caught with the printing press and it's this for you.
Yeah.
It's straight on your head.
That's a nice sword. That's gladius.
The printing press, when it was released by, was it Gutenberg? Gutenberg, I think it was.
Yeah.
The Gutenberg printing press. I could be wrong. I don't know. They had the printing press. Originally, it was brought in and it was pioneered by the West. And then the moment it reached into like Ottoman lands, they had that typical like, and you see it a lot today as well, that mindset of, it's a kuffar item. It's a kuffar invention. We can't use it. We can't imitate the kuffar. Right? It was that whole vibe.
Yeah.
And they were just like, it's not allowed in Muslim lands. It's banned.
Yeah.
Eventually, and this was after that I think this was in the time of Salim. I could be wrong. I'll bring up the facts later. Eventually, they agreed to using the printing press, but on two conditions. You can't write any Islamic material.
Wow.
And you can't write in Arabic.
Yeah. Like this seems really ridiculous to us now, but at the time it completely made sense for them. I'll give you another example. My dad was telling me, like this is years ago. My dad was telling me that when he was like at my age, maybe younger than me, and he was in the mosque listening to khutbahs, this is when like phones and cameras were becoming more widely available. And the sheikhs at the time, they don't say, I don't really, this is just his word. I don't have any evidence for this, but the sheikhs at the time were saying that you're not allowed to take photographs of people because that's creating images.
Yeah.
Nowadays, that seems completely wild to us. It doesn't make any sense to us, right? But at the time, with the information they had available, it was like, this is the best way forward.
Some people were against the idea of like the printing press printing out the Quran because they felt like it conflicted with the previous imagery of like, a pious person doing wudu and then handwriting the Quran from memory as like a blessing from Allah. They just thought the idea of like clunkily just done as kind of sacrilegious. And the second thing, which is kind of controversial, and I don't know what your take on it is going to be, the scholarly class were afraid that knowledge would be spread via the printing press, via books, to an extent that the bar for scholarship would be diminished.
So as in laymen can get access to information that they shouldn't have access to.
Kind of. Yeah.
I wonder what that reminds me of.
No, but you would start getting situations like somebody passing a fatwa because they've read a book, but they haven't had a teacher. Have you seen all the hate recently for Akhi Ayman?
What happened?
No, it's just like a bunch of like Salafi people. I say Salafis because Salafis.
Yeah.
Oh, they were like, he said this in a speech and he said that and that's wrong and therefore you shouldn't take anything from him. He's not a person of knowledge, blah, 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 blah. And they take a clip from like a 2-hour lecture that he's given of one place that he stumbled and they're like, see, he's made a mistake, right? And he just said that. And he apologized for that later on anyway.
Well, if he's apologized, then what's the issue then?
Do you think apologies matter to these people?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Abu Taymiyya is also getting cancelled as well. I don't know if you saw what happened, but This is maybe exclusively on Twitter and it's not really that big, but what happened was there's a specific sheikh, right? Some guy who wrote a book and he was basically diminishing the level of intellect that Abu Hanifa had. And he was saying that this guy's not, he's saying Abu Hanifa's not knowledgeable. And then Abu Taymiyyah says, you just reject that whole book, throw it away, right? And they were getting on him for that. They were getting on him. And all the people who are like against Salafis in it, they were like, that moment when you become so Salafi that you takfir the Salaf. Because it's true. But Abu Hanifa was like a student of a Sahaba.
Yeah, he met Anas ibn Malik.
Yeah. And that's not just any old Sahaba. That's one of the major ones.
Yeah, that's the Mawla of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was a servant of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Yeah.
Abu Hanifa, when he writes and he mentions the Salaf, he ain't talking about the Tabi'in, Tabi'in. He's talking about the Sahaba.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's that quote from Imam Shafi'i where he says, somebody came to him and was insulting and diminishing Imam Abu Hanifa, saying that he's this and he's that, and he's not knowledgeable, and he's a person of, he's from Ahlul Ra'i, he's a Mubtadi, he rejects hadith.
Ahlul Ra'i basically means people of intellect.
Yeah, the people of reason.
Yeah,
it's a whole different group, different discussion.
Yeah.
And basically Imam Shafi'i turned around and was like, you don't know who Imam Abu Hanifa is. We are all dependent on him, like we're children compared to him. And the reason that he said that is Imam Shafi'i actually says that he wasn't too partial to Imam Abu Hanifa, but when he later on studied, he picked up the approach of Imam Abu Hanifa that Imam Malik was against, which was contemplating hypotheticals.
Yeah.
So Imam Shafi'i, even though he was a student of Imam Malik, he started to use qiyas to think of situations in advance.
Yeah.
Shafi'i, his like fiqh positions are actually split up into two portions. You have pre-Egypt and post-Egypt. Almost all of his pre-Egypt stuff is then cancelled out by his post-Egypt stuff because his understanding developed and grew. And it's at that point that he started appreciating the work of Imam Abu Hanifa a lot more. But yeah, where were we going with this? Yeah, the whole insulting the Salaf thing. Yeah, people forget Imam Abu Hanifa is a tabi'in.
Yeah. I think people just get carried away.
It really is crazy how fickle the Muslim community is in regards to these things. Like Akhi Ayman, everyone loved him, but then he says one wrong thing and suddenly like, don't take anything from him. He's a jahil, he's this, he's that. Abu Taymiyyah, everyone loves him, but then he says one thing or disagrees with one sheikh that you don't like, or disagrees with one sheikh that you like, and suddenly he's going against the scholars and
because the way things work is right. Basically, there's different sects, right? Different sects like this, right? And every sect has their specific set of opinions, right? They will have their own specific set of opinions. But if you're in this one, but you share the opinion of this one here, that must mean you're secretly assigned with them, and you're just a Fed coming along to disrupt it from within. That's how they see it. It's all like a massive.
Bro, I guarantee you. At least 20 to 30% of these like super radical Salafi accounts on Twitter are all Feds. They have to be. They have to be.
No, but the amount of provocative things that they say without evidence, by the way, they just say like, my source is that I made it up.
Nice argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Literally, situations like that is but that's one of the signs of a hypocrite. I'm not going to say that all of these people are hypocrites, but the people who say provocative things for the sake of it, to start arguments, to quarrel, that is a sign of a hypocrite.
I think there's that hadith as well where it says that the person who loves arguing and is the most like aggressive and wicked in an argument is someone that Allah hates.
Yeah, I need to delete Twitter one day.
You actually need to get off Twitter.
I actually do.
I think the day that you leave Twitter is the day you should come onto the podcast and just announce what your Twitter is and just let all the people.
No, never. That's a burner account. That's anonymous for a specific reason.
It's because you enjoy arguing, bro.
No, it's because I'm trying to test out like different. I'm trying to like if I'm trying to learn about a specific sect or a specific people have a certain opinion, I want to like poke holes in their thing to see how they react to this and how they react to that, so I can learn about their position even more and see what evidences they use for their thing. The reason why, like, the reason why I wouldn't want to go to their teachers, I want to go to the people who are on the ground, who are like just normal people who believe that stuff, is because if I go to the teacher, I'm going to get a flowery version of what they believe. Whereas if I go to them, I'm going to get like an uncensored, I don't know what's PC, what's not PC. I'm eager to share my knowledge
You
because
can
I'm
you
showing
can
what
get a
I'm
gist.
kind of
You can
thing.
get a gist of what the common people believe.
Yeah. Because
Like, so what the scholars say is good for finding out what the movement itself is.
in
But
the best
asking,
in the best good faith way possible.
yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
I mean, no, like, because the best example of that is this, right? If you go up to one of these white supremacists and you ask them, well, why do you want black people out of the country? They're like, no, I don't want black people out of the country. I just want low IQ people out of the country. It's like that. But whereas if I speak to if I speak to their thought leaders, if I speak to the normal people around, there's only like 5 minutes before I start getting called slurs because that's what they believe, uncensored.
Yeah.
They're not trying to gain followers. They don't make money from advocating for that. They're just they're ideologues basically. So yeah,
I interrupted you ages ago because you wanted to bring up the Nick Fuentes thing.
yeah. So do you want to watch the Sneako video?
Yeah. Damn.
Oh yeah. By the way, the thing I sent you, right? So basically, there's a famous building in London, right? It was built in 1896. Oh, have you heard of something called Trocadero?
Trocadero.
Yeah, it's a really famous building apparently. They're turning it into a mosque.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, some billionaire Muslim guy bought it, right? And then Andrew Tate replied, this building is literally dead center in the middle of London's historic center. Amazing news. The only alternative to Islam for the Brits are pride flags, as they no longer have any innate cultural patriotism. Allah is the best of planners, and I look forward to seeing the Islamic Republic of Great Britain in her finest form. Alhamdulillah, Britain will be fully Islamic soon.
Yo, we're actually giving those people that believe in the Great Replacement Theory so much ammunition.
No, genuinely. But the thing is, like, at some point, like these people, if I sit here, right, these people tend to be conservative, right? So if you're conservative, generally speaking, conservatives believe in the whole pick yourself up by the bootstraps. What does that mean? That means you're fully responsible for your thing. If you're in your situation that you're in, that's your fault. If white people aren't having kids, that's not our fault. What's that got to do with us?
Yeah.
If they're not having kids and they're above replacement levels, that's nobody's fault but themselves.
As they kind of abandon quote unquote more conservative values like having a family, settling down, having loads of kids, the Eastern community, Eastern I use vaguely here, but I'll say Muslim right now. So the Muslim community still has those core values of having loads of kids, settling down, getting married, the focus on a family unit. So obviously,
have you heard of a stream called Destiny?
No, I haven't. I
never talk about him ever. He said something along the lines of one of the funny trends that I've noticed is that liberal women are acting more like conservative women and conservative women acting more like feminist women. What does he mean by that? If you look at feminist women, generally speaking, they are embodying all the traits that traditional men claim to want, apart from obviously like stuff like attitude and like just how they behave and stuff. So they're opting out of work and stuff, the whole anti-work communism thing. But then if you look at conservative women, they're doing the whole feminist thing. What are they doing? If you look at all of these conservative women talking about like traditionalism and stuff, all of them have these bustling, massive careers. They're all multi-millionaires. They're all news broadcasters. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
So they're talking about becoming a housewife and all of that kind of stuff, but they're behaving and living like literally the ubermensch feminist thing. They have a career. They're making millions of dollars. They're waiting until their 30s to have kids. They're putting their career first. I find that really, really interesting. So even the people that are talking about this whole great replacement thing, the women amongst you who are doing it, even you guys aren't having kids. And at most, they'll have like 2 kids. At most, they will not have more than that.
I guess it's kind of like the whole grass is green on the other side thing.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, genuinely.
It's like those people that get to the liberal dream of having your own business and being completely self-sufficient. Now they want what the typical conservative person would want.
Yeah. I mean, the opposite happens as well, isn't it? Yeah. The difference is that like if there's some guy who's a player and like he's used to having, because I've heard about this as well, like some guy's a player, he's used to having a situation where like if it doesn't work out, he can quickly replace her. By the time he's like in his 40s and 50s, he's so used to doing that he can't maintain a relationship. Because like any kind of conflict is like, okay, shit, this isn't gonna work out. So he loses the ability to ever like maintain a relationship because it's like any kind of conflict he sees as that.
Went completely off.
Yeah, no. Watch this.
Wait, let me see if I can bring up the thing.
Oh, by the way, Christians are mad at him.
Christians are mad at whom?
Yeah, do you know what they're calling him?
What?
So you know his name's Top G.
Yeah.
They're calling him Top Goy.
Okay, I think it's gonna be a little bit choppy, but you can just deal with it.
It's good. It's good.
Thank you for having me on stage. It's great to meet everybody. So I know about Nick about a year ago, looking for the truth. I think that's how a lot of people find America first, because it is an and at the age 24, there was an uncomfortable truth that had to be addressed around the room, and not just some of the people here, but the uncomfortable truth that the mainstream media doesn't really want to speak about. We all kind of understood it. I saw it, even Kanye West saw it, yeah. And that was that Nicholas J. Fuentes is going to be the future president of the United States.
Do you see how he's sitting there in the light and he's just a dark, shadowy figure? Just look how metaphoric that little shot.
I was gonna say, you just see someone clapping in the background.
He's just there in the background, like he's like Mr. Burns.
He's speaking just as I paid him to speak.
Bro's like Emperor Palpatine. Anyway, carry on.
The strongest leader of the conservative youth, you can feel the energy in the room. It won't happen soon. It's going to happen eventually, but America first is more. What I really support about Nick, and even though some Muslim I have to say, this is a Christian nation, started as one. And if you want to protect what made this country great, that's what made a Christian country. So thank you, Nick, and Christ is good.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. I'm gonna assume that he doesn't know the ramifications of that statement. Maybe because like he's gonna be
I really do want to give him like the husn al-dhan of he's statement in ignorance, and I'll give him that. Like he said it in ignorance, but bro, we need to be careful of that, man. Not just of that statement, but in association, that association in general.
The problem is, there's a few things I have to say about this. Number one of the things about Sneako, I'll say, I do like him as like a person, but one of the things about him is that he's very, very impressionable. Just a few weeks ago, one of the things he'd say to his like Christian chat is, Christ is the king of what? Because he heard Sheikh Uthman say that. He was like, Christ is the king of what? Christ is the king of what? But now, like when he's in front of and by the way, Nick Fuentes' group is called the Groypers. I don't know what that means, but it just means the Groypers.
They're like far right.
Yeah, so he was at the January 6th coup in America. He was there. Yeah. He was there, like rioting.
Well, they tried to like storm it and get the documents.
He was there. Yeah, he was there.
That's mad.
So this guy, mad. Like, he's quite like. So basically, right, he's the whole JQ thing, right, is the Jewish question, and why there's so many Jewish people in positions of power, right? And I'll be honest, I don't have enough knowledge to if I had a debate with one, they'd bombard me with so much knowledge that I haven't looked into it. But the thing is that I just see so much hypocrisy in their thing, because when it comes to Black people or Hispanic people or any other people being at a disadvantage, you're saying it's genetic and it's because of race IQ. But when it comes to white people being at disadvantage in comparison to the Jews, you're going to sit there and say, oh, well, that's systemic racism against white people. It's like, come on, man. It's like, come on, how does that make any sense? The whole
I'm kind of caught up on Sneako being there. Why was he there in the first place?
He really looks up to well, he doesn't look up to him, but he because the Jewish question is such a taboo thing, because he wants to seek truth through funny, he wants to go into as many taboo topics as he can. I'd say. And he sees that.
I don't know if you can hear it. Sorry, just to cut you off. I don't know if you can hear it, but my laptop is screaming at me, bro.
Oh, is it? No, I can't hear it now. It's calm.
The fan is going off.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I can't hear it.
Okay, as long as you can't hear it, it's chill.
Yeah, so like it's just like he's just aligning himself with it. Like they had a massive debate. Like it was actually a really good debate where it was like Nick Fuentes, all them guys, and like Destiny, they were all like debating the whole JQ thing on Fresh and Fit. It was a whole massive thing. It was actually a really good
I
debate.
hate every time you mention Fresh and Fit.
Yeah, it's never good, isn't it? When I'm on
Anytime you mention Fresh and Fit, I just remember that nonsense story of how.
Oh my days,
After I saw that video, I didn't take a single thing they said seriously.
that was hilarious.
I'm now going to discredit everything that's been said by referencing that video.
But they hosted the debate and it was really, really interesting. The thing is, like, I think Destiny definitely won that debate. I think he definitely won that debate. The thing is like, because whenever he'd combat a specific point, you'd hear Nick like kind of rotate to a different discussion and stuff like that. Maybe one day in the future we'll start doing debate reviews, but I'll be like 6-hour live streams, bro. They'll be long. They'll be like taking forever, but they'd be interesting though. Like if people want to become like master debaters.
Shut up, bro.
Okay, so yeah. So what's your opinion on the whole like situation with him, like aligned with like Nazis and stuff?
I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised. He's very, very easy to manipulate, and he falls into like the whole conspiracy theory route very easily. And like I said, I'm glad he's Muslim. I'm glad he's embraced Islam, but he has a lot more learning to do on what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. Even his history needs some work. Like the whole statement of like America is a Christian country. Like the founding fathers, the most likely theory is they were deists. They weren't Christian per se.
Yeah, because wait, does the Constitution even mention Christ? Let me look it up.
It mentions God. I think it mentions Christ.
Yeah, it mentions God, but that just makes them
Could be wrong. But then again, like even if it does, you can see in a lot of leaders, military leaders in the past, that they would mention God and they would mention theology just as a means to get to the people.
In the United States, the federal constitution does not make reference to God as such, although it uses the formula "the year of our Lord."
There's nothing else at the time.
Hold on, let me just see.
But like, yeah, so America, as far as I'm aware, was founded by deistic principles. Deism being the idea that God exists, but it's an abstract God that doesn't interact with the world.
Yeah, so in state constitutions it does mention God, but I don't think in the constitution.
Like the Constitution.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't think it mentioned it in the Constitution.
It's not like here in the UK where God is explicitly part of almost everything.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, it doesn't make mention of it doesn't make mention of Christ. Yeah, it doesn't make mention of Christ. I think that was a very deliberate thing. Because wasn't the whole constitution about separation of church and state anyway? Yeah,
it was kind of a. I don't think separation of church and state was like the whole point of it. It adopted it. It adopted secularism.
Okay,
it's founded on secularism.
So if it's
I was saying earlier, which is you'll see secular leaders use religious iconography, religious language to win over the people. Like Napoleon Bonaparte, when he took over Egypt, he appealed to the Muslim masses by praising the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, by praising Islam, by saying that the Quran makes more sense than the Bible, by saying that if the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was given a day to rule over the world, it would solve all of the problems. I don't know if it was him that said that or someone else, but he would basically talk about how the world should be founded on the rules of the Quran. But that was all just him basically licking up to the people so they'd support him. And it worked.
It worked so well that even to this day, people are theorizing if he's Muslim.
People are still debating.
Yeah, people are still debating.
They're still there like, oh, maybe he was Muslim.
Yeah, exactly.
But the reality is politicians are shrewd.
Yeah.
Bro, do you remember when Biden said inshallah one time and the whole Muslim community went crazy?
But let me just tell you.
I think we get too easily manipulated by that. I think we're too easily impressed by non-Muslims doing anything.
We're too impressed by somebody wearing a hijab, by somebody using Islamic language, by being included in media. Like they put someone in, they give them a Muslim name, and the next thing you know, they're praying like this.
Yeah. Do you see that picture of the IDF soldier praying like this on the map?
He's like, the IDF soldier defends his Muslim brother, and the guy's there on the floor like this.
Yeah.
And the mat is so obviously edited in.
Yeah.
Oh man, gold from
Israel. We get, because the reason they even attempted that is because they know we get so easily impressed by that. So they didn't even put in any effort into it because they thought that would work on us. That's how you know there's an issue going on if we're that easily impressed by it.
I'll be honest, if it was any other media group other than Israel's Twitter, it probably would have worked.
It would have, yeah, it probably would have worked. Yeah.
And it's really sad.
Yeah.
Like, we're very, very easily manipulated as a community. Just somebody says a few good things and suddenly we're like, oh, well, clearly they support us.
Do you know who profits off it the most? I might this might be a little bit controversial, but you know those reaction channels that react to like Islamic content, and they just and they watch it for like years and years, and I'm not saying like and they just keep watching it, and they just keep watching it, and they just keep watching it. It's like they're kind of like revert baiting, kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They get bare donations and they get bare like it's just it's crazy.
Yeah, you know those countries. Do you know those channels, and they'll make those posts. It's just like Christian reacts to or atheist reacts to. And it's like you've been reacting to this since I was like 10 years old, bro. Like, come on, when are you gonna stop reacting and start acting? Like, do something.
Yeah. It's because they know they can make a profit off of it. That's why.
Hey, this is where we start reacting to content. Do you wanna close off by doing some trivia?
Yeah.
I know. Let's test you, bro. Let's test you.
Oh man.
Let's ask you. Don't worry. I'll start off easy for the first podcast.
Please tell me the chain of narration for Inni Amalu bin Nia.
Stop.
I'm joking. Okay, question one. What is Iman?
Faith.
According to the Hadith of Jibreel. You have to go to the song.
Now, believing in one lesson God, all right?
Yeah.
Believing in Qadr, believing in the angels. Yeah. I'm not doing it in order.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So you said believing in Allah, believing in Qadr, believing in angels.
Yeah, believing in the Quran.
Yeah, believing in all the books.
Believing in all the books. Believing in the Prophet is the last messenger.
The prophets, so all the prophets, yeah.
Yeah, believing in all the prophets, and then believing in the afterlife.
I'll give you a passing mark, but we'll give you a passing mark. Okay. Next question. Question number two. Who was the first Muslim?
Khadija.
Third question. Where was the first hijrah to?
To Abyssinia.
Which is modern day?
Ethiopia.
Do one more question to finish it off. We'll make this slightly difficult.
Yeah.
Which is, who are the 10 promised paradise?
Oh, come on, man.
Get as many as you can.
Man. Oh, my days.
Give me as many as you can.
Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali.
Yeah.
Talha.
Yep.
Zubair.
Yep.
Saad ibn Waqas.
Yep.
Oh, damn. I actually got that. Damn.
Yeah, I
three left. Amr ibn Abdul As.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, damn. Damn it. Damn. Just Arabic names got me. They just confuse me so much. Oh my days. Hold up. Wait. I got this. Hold up. Give me a second. Damn. I said Uthman, innit? Yeah, I did.
But you got 7. I'm surprised.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised myself as well. Hold up. Did I say Talha?
Yeah, you said Talha Zubair.
Okay, yeah. Talha Zubair.
I'm gonna give you a hint. This is one of them who are remaining is one of your favorite companions.
My favorite companion. I know who it is. Abdurrahman ibn Auf.
Yeah.
Abdurrahman ibn Auf.
2 more.
2 more.
I know one of them you're not getting. I know one of them you're definitely not getting.
Okay, give me a hint for the one I would get.
The one that you would get. Do you know the story of Zayd ibn Amr, the one that I talk about, the man who stands as an ummah by himself?
Oh my god. His son. I ain't getting that. No, I can't get that. No.
His name is very similar to his dad's. His dad's name is Zayd. His name is
Zayd ibn Thabit.
No.
Oh, Zayd ibn.
No. His
Zayd ibn Zayd.
Okay, I give you. So you got 8. I'm actually very impressed with that.
Yeah, no, I can't lie. I got 8.
So the two that you missed were Sa'id ibn Zayd. That's what was the son of Zayd ibn Amr.
Yeah.
And Abu Ubaidah ibn al-Jarrah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got that.
You wouldn't have got Abu Ubaidah. Abu Ubaidah ibn al-Jarrah, he actually lost 2 of his teeth because you know when the arm of the Prophet was lodged in his mouth, in his cheek after Uhud, Abu Ubaidah, he pulled it out with his own teeth, and he lost his 2 front teeth because of, you know, the force that was needed to pull it out of the Prophet's cheek. But yeah, so those are the 10 promised paradise: Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali, Talha, Zubair, Abdul Rahman ibn Auf, Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, Abu Ubaidah ibn al-Jarrah, and Sa'id ibn Zayd. And that's according to Sunan at-Tirmidhi 3747. I'll end it on this. If you want to get to paradise, send me money so I can give it to charity. Yeah.
If you want to go to paradise, say Allahumma inni as'aluka al-jannah 3 times, and then paradise itself will make dua for you to go into paradise.
Yes. Anyway, guys, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. These will get less awkward over time.
I'm just not used to talking on camera because I have to like censor myself. You'll see me slip a few times, innit? You have to like censor myself. But yeah,
maybe after editing, this will look so smooth, and this ending
will
make no sense at all.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, assalamu alaikum. Bye. Your tuning in was somewhat appreciated. Bye.